high achievements award on math, because at the time I was having the most high achievements award on math, which I called it the higher math achievement acclaim. So basically, it was trying to make sure to maintain that title, that acclaim, and also like a role model student. So basically, I just in San Diego, I haven't really had a moment to myself. So how could I able to look back? That's that where I came from. Able to have a chance. So kind of like in a way, living with them. With my older sister's friend. Gave me that chance. To know where I came from and things like that. So in a way, I just felt that seeing them, also gave me that chance to able to tell myself where I came from and things like that. So basically, it was just kind of like and also away from all being pushed all the time and things like that. And so pretty much in that week of time, and I remember after we returned back to San Diego, I was kind of like in a way, occasionally, just like asking my older sister, what's going on in Texas and things like that. Does she still keep in touch with her friend and things like that? And then just one day, my older sister told me that one of them also into also have an eBay account and things like that. And so I remember then I have to look back. I forgot. I can't remember the exact date right now. It was just then, like I think probably around 2000, 2000, 2005. I think around probably 2005. Like my sister, my older sister friend from Texas came to San Diego to visit, and it's just. And I just like I don't know, like I think I try to welcome them like how they welcome me in Texas, but I felt how could I, it's just I'm being pushed all the time, it's just I don't even have a moment for myself. How could I have a moment to welcome them and things like that? But like I say, I did what I can to try to welcome them like how they welcome me in Texas and things like that. And then I, I also tried to bring up that topic on the eBay account, but it's just I don't know how I remember it was just like really briefly. I remember talking with the person who had the eBay account and saying that he was doing okay with his eBay account and things like that, and I just didn't want to ruin all of that, to say what I told Uncle Tag, I'm just a struggling student, and my eBay account just training for the futures, and only the work that I put in only could get me a few meals, it's like, but so I just couldn't tell that person that, it's just because he's told me that he's doing okay with his eBay account and things like that. So like in a way, my interpretation is he doing okay, that the eBay could be his job. That's his job. That's his career. So kind of like in a way, that's my interpretation. And he told me that he's he's doing okay with his eBay account. So I interpret it as that's his job, that's his career, and so like in a way, as for me, I'm a struggling student, and my eBay account's training for the future, and all the work I put into only get me a few meals and things like that. It's like, so I just couldn't say those things because he's doing okay, and the eBay account's his job, his career, and everything. So it's like, so it kind of like, it's like, yeah. So I'm really glad to hear that, and kind of I really didn't talk about my eBay account. Basically, I was just kind of just give him some positive feedback about his eBay account and things like that. Again, like I was saying that, kind of like in a way, I really wanted to welcome them like how they welcome me in Texas, but just felt like I couldn't have a moment for myself. How I able to do that? It's like, but in my head, that's what I keep thinking. I want to welcome them like how they welcome me in Texas, but the situation I'm in, I don't even have a moment for myself and things like that. It's like, so basically those are the two person in general that I kind of like had talked about my eBay account and things like that. I'm just gonna keep it at those two person. Other person, I felt maybe they just, I don't know, like I just don't want to go. I'm just gonna keep it at those two person for now. And so pretty much, I, like I was saying, I just been working very hard, doing like working just really hard on self marketing my eBay account, as I have 100% positive feedback and I am a serious seller. So pretty much that's what I keep constantly, trying to keep that, the self marketing at that. I'm a serious seller, and I am very serious about my 100% positive feedback. So I've been, you know, um, self marketing that as my eBay account, and so kind of like in each of my item description, would put it in bold text. I'm a serious seller, and I'm serious about my 100% positive feedback. So if for any reason you felt that you want to leave me a negative feedback, so then please send me an email before you leave me a negative feedback. So kind of like in a way, I put that on each of the item description I'm selling and things like that, and also during the transaction, when me and me as a seller and the the customer as the buyer exchanging email during the transaction, I would, also once again, tell them for any reason you're not happy with the transaction and you want to leave me a negative feedback, then please send me an email and let me know before you do that. like I'm saying, so I don't know, like I really, in general, I'm building up that eBay account so that one day when I have something that I really, that I wanted, to sell, I have that eBay account ready for it, and that, or maybe like, it could be like my older sister friend who have the eBay account and it's like his career, so maybe something like that. Maybe my eBay account could also be my career in the future and things like that. So I'm building up for that. In training for that and things like that. Anyway, like, so I'm just looking for items that are safe. And too much doesn't involve too much risk that the buyer will leave me a negative feedback. Just sort of a very kind of like more not too much risk item that would avoid getting negative feedback and things, so that I could build up my positive feedback and my eBay account and things like that. So just looking for items to sell that don't have too much of those kind of risks and things like that. And like I'm saying, it's just at the same time the items are a lot just related to what's going on in my life, the activities I got into, the items I came upon. Pretty much those are the items that I put on my eBay to sell, just my daily activities, the things that like the things that I came upon in my daily activities and things like that. I don't really like like I was saying earlier, just barely have a moment for myself. How could I, won't have all those time to search up items just to sell on eBay and things like that. So the items I put up on eBay is just the items that I came upon it during my life, my daily activities, my daily life and things like that. And okay, so pretty much then one day, like I know, like it's saying, it's all the things that I'm pointing out so far, they all happen at the same time. So pretty much this period of time, I'm very stressed out, because the adversity and bad luck constantly happening to me daily. And so in the midst of dealing with that, and then one day, I kind of just take some time to look at my eBay account again, and then as I was scrolling through, I saw like it was like 5 to 6 negative feedback on my eBay account, and I was like, come on, it's like this. Didn't I been very stressed, like emphasize in bold text, it's like, please, I'm a serious buyer and I'm serious about my positive feedback. Please please send me an email before you want to leave me a negative feedback. So I thought, you know, maybe my eBay account have that sanctuary, to from all these problems. I thought my eBay account have some sanctuary. It's like maybe my life didn't, but my eBay account might have some sanctuary. I guess I was wrong. It's like, God. Well, anyway, I just couldn't. I really, for a second, I really thought my eBay can have some sanctuary because, I put up so much effort to stress, to emphasize, you know, I'm a serious buyer and I'm serious about my positive feedback. Please send me an email before leaving me a negative feedback. So I thought, because I've been saying that a lot, in my email, in my item description, been saying so much, I felt that my eBay account could have some sanctuary. Maybe I didn't really maybe my life, because of all these problems been all these adversity and bad luck's been happening to me. I felt like maybe my life didn't have those sanctuary. But my eBay account, that's a different story, because I've been emphasized so much on being a serious seller, and I'm serious about my positive feedback. So in a way, for a second, I thought my eBay account have some sanctuary. Like I'm saying, it's just, but it is, it was just for a second, like I'm saying, just for a second. Oh, God. So I went to the eBay Solution Center, and I remember wrote the petition and everything, and then I sent out the letter. After I kind of read through the policy on the eBay, how to clear negative feedback. So I sent the letters to them, and they read through my petitions letter, and see my transitions. You know, I have to show some evidence. So after they see so they clear one of the negative feedback, and then I'm like, how come you only clear one? And then they say, well, they could. And then remember, like, I got it into a talk with one of the customer service at the eBay Solution Center. It's like, sir, we're here to help you out. It's like, but we could only clear. That's the eBay policy. We could only clear one negative feedback for you at a time. And like I felt, so I kind of like, okay, I was just wondering, kind of like follow all your procedures and everything. I send you evidence on what's going on, and wrote the petitions and everything. So kind of like that's why I wanted this talk with the customer service and things like that. So sort of like in a way, in this talk in the phone, I talk with the customer service, and then after the talk, I pretty much discontinued my eBay account. It's just, that's the eBay policy. They could only clear one negative feedback at a time. Like I'm saying, I did why, even in my stress out situation, I still, push myself to write that petition letter and everything, and have that talk with the customers, eBay Solution Center, customer service, and all of that. So I felt like I did what I can for my eBay account. It's pretty much, so, okay, so going through that list again. So stop going to trading card game tournament. No, the misunderstanding about my 2 week contract agreement with Mesa Bookstore. Um, like Marshall stopped assigning hours for me to work, and I discontinued my eBay account. Okay, so right now there's like a flash. It's flashing that this camcorder is about to run out of battery. So and it is 1:23 right now, so it's already past the 1 hour. And okay, so pretty much I'm gonna wrap up this episode, and I will continue talking